Hi, welcome to my page. If you are new, welcome. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm glad to have you. On this week's Self Care Saturday Talk, we are going to talk about how self care has helped me find the trust within myself again. But before we get started, I just want to give good vibes and prayers to everybody who has been impacted by the wildfires in California in the last, few days, week or so now. But by the time that this gets, posted. But let's go in. Let's talk about the things that I never realized was attached to the lack of trust that you had for yourself, right? So I have my paper with some notes that I took to make sure that I don't forget any. Not trusting myself has impacted many different areas of my life and has really caused like a stunt of growth, I would say, in many areas. So I'm glad that I finally have been able to move past these things, but I didn't realize that all of these things were tied to the trust issue. Or the lack of trust, that we have for ourselves. I didn't realize that all of these things were tied to that. So I have to figure out a better way to do my car chronicle videos. But for right now, we're just trying to make it work. So first thing that I want to talk about is how it impacted like my mental health. That was where I was constantly second guessing myself. Really having so much fear of what could happen with the decisions that I do make, right? Because I did go through some things and not everything turned out to be the way that I wanted, which I believe then caused a lot of distrust in myself and has impacted these different areas now that I kind of, sit back and think about all of these different things. So with that being said, the next thing that it's kind of tied to the decision making, where I was like overthinking a lot. And that caused me to overthink in so many different areas, like professionally, personally, all types of different things. And it really gave me the sense of not being able to make choices, like, because I was just overthinking. Like, when I was overthinking, it was always like bad things. Like, oh my goodness, like, okay, if I do this, or if I say yes to this, then this can happen, and yada yada yada, and would lead to all types of bad mojo, to be honest. The next thing that the lack of trust impacted was my lack of self-esteem. I was feeling so inadequate and not having the ability to believe in myself and believe in my potential because of the past circumstances or whatnot. Also, impacted me in building healthy relationships, healthy connections with people. So it really impacted, different relationships that I had. It also caused me to heavily rely on their opinions, what they thought, what their, and that was such a bad move for me. Watching this and you might say like, oh yeah, I am going through the same thing or whatnot. Yeah, try to work through that so you can start feeling good about your opinions and what you want for yourself. The next thing that I really struggled with, and I didn't really think it was perfectionism. I didn't know what it was exactly, but I would always set up these unrealistic goals, and maybe not so much of the goals being unrealistic, because some of them were, but with very unrealistic timeline. Is for an example, I would think that I could just, train to run a marathon in a month, right? So that would be a bit unrealistic, especially if you're not a runner, right? Led to a lot of frustration, and not even in the lack of being able to feel satisfied when you do actually achieve something too, because you're always, at least for me, I was always well, you could have did better, or you could have did this or whatnot. So it was kind of toxic, but it is what it is, right? The next thing that it impacted for me personally, well, all of these really impacted me personally, but this was definitely one that I'm not proud of. Difficulty accepting feedback. I could not accept any type of constructive criticism. It just was not, oh no, that was terrible. Who are you to criticize me? These are some of the thoughts that I had, and I was not open to have any type of criticism. That led to lots of negative things that has happened, because, for some of the situations, it's you don't know anything. You haven't done this or whatnot. And, we kind of, sometimes we think we know much more than others, but truly we learn every day, right? So, when somebody is trying to give you constructive criticism, try to be open and take it, because it could be really a life-changing critique in your life. You could really make some positive changes when you apply yourself to some of the things that people may say. But and you don't have to take it all on, right? Or do everything that somebody says, but I would try to be open to it and not so defensive like I was, because it really impacted me professionally. It was thing that I would constantly do is I would self-sabotage myself by procrastinating. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I am still getting better at this. I'm not a master. I haven't mastered this, but I am not procrastinating as much as I used to. I even went to now this is very recent, okay? Because I don't like to give unrealistic expectations, or don't like to tell things that I truly haven't experienced, because I don't know. I want to be able to talk truthfully and, authentically about what is happening and stuff like that. So I don't want to say, yep, I've mastered this and this is that, when it's truly not true. So I'm still working through it, but I've gotten a lot better, like I said. And what I'm currently doing for the last, probably maybe around a week or so. I would say about a week, maybe even a little less. But hey, it's still a change that I've made, and it's made a positive impact. And I don't think I'm going to go back because of the positivity that I'm seeing in it. But what has helped me not procrastinate is having a list of things that I need to do daily. And I'm even kind of scheduling it in time frames. So I have like my morning routine that I do from X amount of time to X amount of time, my workout from X amount of time to X amount of time. So like I have these different blocks of time where I am doing certain things. And that has really helped me get my things done and not procrastinate, because, I've learned that procrastination really just makes the next day harder, or the next week harder, or the next, whatever, because you keep on just putting stuff off and you're never accomplishing what you're supposed to. And then it just, it just seems like a hill that you never get on top of, because you're just always constantly adding to that mountain of things that you need to do. At least for me, that's just what I felt when I was procrastinating a lot more than what I am now. So I've been checking off the list, and okay, like, yeah, I feel really good. And it's really been a positive feeling. And so, we have to start doing things that make us feel good and make us feel proud of ourselves, in order to try to turn the leaf and regain trust within ourselves. So we'll get more into that in just a few, but I just wanted to touch on that. Lastly, but at least, I really had a lack of assertiveness. And I was always like concerned about being judged. And I think that's a lot of people's problems, like, because everybody seems to be so judgmental. But in my healing journey, I have learned, like, hey, people are going to judge you no matter what you do. People judge what you're doing positive. People judge when you do things negative. People just want to judge. So let them judge. I'm going to sit here and be worried. I'm no longer, going to be like a prisoner to what other people may think of me. Who cares? You don't like it? Then I'm not for you, and that's okay. And that's, I guess where you get once you start working on some of, these things that you may need to heal and be able to become, the better version of yourself. As I've mentioned lots of things, how it impacted my life, not having trust within myself. Now, learning, going through my healing journey and learning what self-care and self-love is, and having that has really helped me regain the self-trust within myself again, because you know what? I'm showing up for myself every day in one shape, form, or another. I'm cooking myself healthier meals. I'm talking more positive within myself. I am doing like the research, and guess what? I'm even open to constructive criticism these days. I am not like, yeah, it's just, you heal through all of these different things, and slowly and surely, you're going to heal through and now that I've healed these different things, because it would attach different things attached to different parts that I had to heal, right? So as you're going through your healing process, you will start to feel, like I said, in another video, like you're gonna feel lighter and different things like that. But as you are becoming more emotionally mature, and that happens by becoming emotionally intelligent, you become more open to different ways of doing things, right? And it's just not such like I have to do it this way, or it's not gonna, give me the results or whatnot. So with me being more open to doing things differently than what I have in the past, has allowed me, and even to see it in a different light, right? Not to only do things differently, but to see things differently, has allowed me to do things daily for myself where it's not feeling like it's so much, like it's so hard, or feeling that it's a waste of my time, or not feeling, good about the things that I'm doing, because I'm seeing such a positive impact of what these different things are bringing me, right? So, I just recently made a video about my health and fitness goals, and um how balancing my hormones has really changed my health and fitness goals, right? And so now I know this information. I'm doing things differently, and I'm getting results. And now, since I'm getting results, it makes things it makes you want to do it, right? Because, like, before, with some of these things that I would be doing, right, I would try, and maybe it was my unrealistic timelines or whatnot, but I wouldn't see the results. And so when you're not seeing the results, and you're not open to the constructive criticism, and you're not open to different perspectives or different ways of doing things, then then you don't get the results. You feel the frustration, and it just kind of keeps you looped in this bad cycle of not trusting yourself and not getting the results that you want. And so when you're not getting the results, like, why are you going to continue doing it, right? But now that I've changed and I'm seeing results finally, yes, in so many different areas of my life, that now I'm able to trust myself, trust the decisions I'm making, trusting that even if I mess up, I can fix it. That making a bad choice isn't the end of the world, because what we're doing is we're learning, right? So from all of those bad choices that I did make, or, that didn't, not so, maybe not so much bad, but not the choices that I made that didn't result in the results that I wanted neither. Not all choices were bad, but some of them just didn't result into what I thought they would. So basically what I'm trying to say is, being open to different ways of doing things and understanding things differently has been such a game changer. And having this self-love and self-care practice, and really truly showing myself every day the self-love, the self-care, and making my goals a priority, has really changed the game for me, and has helped me regain the trust within myself. So now the trick is to continue doing the things that are working, even when, say, I hit my goals, right? Even when I hit my health and fitness goals, I still need to continue doing what I was doing to get there, or it's all gonna, go back. So it's just a continuous process of learning and changing, and looking at things um in a different way, right? Because, not, like I said, not all decisions are going to result in the results that you want, but you can say, okay, well, what did I learn from it? And then you can, you don't have to feel like you can't make decisions again, right, for yourself, because that's like where, I struggled for a long time with that. So that's why I'm kind of touching on it a little bit here, is now that, I'm not afraid to make bad choices, or not bad choices, but I'm not afraid that my choices will result in in a and something going wrong, or not working out the way that I want it to work out. It's okay, because you just have to do something different, or you have to change the goal. Give it a little bit more time, whatever the case may be. And it's all okay. Just don't ever give up on your dreams, your goals. Just be willing to change how you are approaching getting them if need be. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you have learned something from this video, because I certainly have learned quite a bit by putting this together and doing my research of, really what truly was impacting the trust within myself, or the lack of trust within myself at one point. So I hope you, like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it, and you learn something from it. And here is to becoming a better version of yourself in 2025. So we have to learn how to trust ourselves and do the things that we don't necessarily want to do to continue ascending on this journey. So I hope you have a great day. Love you. Bye.